You know, I woke up this morning um, thinking about my own mortality. There's certain fears that we can have, and I've talked about that a lot this week. It's been sort of a theme, uh, and I don't know what it was. I don't know, maybe if it was a dream I was having, a feeling I was having, whatever. But I mean, I think it's something that uh, we all go through, or that I go through sometimes, and it really puts some questions in my head, to help prioritize. When I'm doing all of this, motivational stuff and putting these good messages out there, it's all coming from the heart, but it's also coming from my mess. You know what I mean? Far from perfect, in the sense that a lot of the times when I'm putting something out there, I'm coming from something that I'm trying to, get straight in my own life. And, Les Brown talks about this, that sometimes, when you're putting your message out there, that you're coming from your own mess, and that you can turn your mess, into a message. So there's just been so much going on, the past few weeks as I've been doing this. So much has been getting stirred up that I'm just wanting, to connect it all and help it make sense. So, in order to stay grounded and to stay strong. And and I feel like sometimes that can happen, is that when we make that move, or we make that direction, or we want to make a shift in our lives, it's like we kick up a storm, and all of a sudden nothing seems to be in the right place, or maybe everything's sort of knocked out of its regular routine, and we're not doing the things that we need to be doing exactly at the times that we need to do them. Because sometimes we can set up that perfect routine for ourselves, when we're going to wake up, what we're going to wear, what we're going to eat, what we're going to do, what time we're going to start working out, what time we're going to have that meeting, and then all of a sudden some things start falling off and we don't feel right. But we have to remember that it's not you that's changed, it's just the situation and the circumstances around you that have changed. You're still the same person with the same vision, the same hope, and the same desires. So there's a tool that I had used a few years ago, and I had learned from a group that I was with, and it's something that I'll pull out and use every now and then to help myself understand where I'm at in the center of the storm. I'd heard of first, real quick, I'm just going to share this story. I'd heard about a time. It's a story about a counselor who went out with a group of kids. He had about 5 or 6 kids with him, and it was like a day camp counselor type situation. And he took them out sailing, and they were gone for hours and hours. And a storm started to come in, and the parents were there, around 4 or 5 o'clock to pick up their kids, but they could see the storm rolling in on the water, and they couldn't see their kids or the counselor anywhere. And finally the storm came, and they didn't come back, and waves and crashes, and everybody was praying. It was a horrible time. After the storm had settled, and there was just fog, and there was just silence on the shore, as everybody was waiting and wondering, what had happened. Finally, they saw the sailboat coming in, with the 6 kids and the counselor, and he was just sort of guiding in to the shore, and it was almost like nothing happened. And everybody was praying and grateful and happy and clapping, as you can imagine. And they asked him, how did you do it? There was a vicious storm out there. How did you keep these 6 kids safe? How are you so calm? How did you do it? And he said that, intuitively, most people in this type of a situation are going to run away from the storm. They're going to try to run, and it's when they run away from the storm, that's when they run into the most problems. What he did was he knew in his own expertise that he had to sail into the eye of the storm, because in the eye of the storm, that's where they were actually safe. Sometimes with our goals and our missions in life, and the storms that we're experiencing around them, that the only thing we can do is just come back to the center. So I want to not just tell you come back to the center and sort of be abstract with it. I want to give you an actual tool that you can use that will help center you when it's time to go back into the eye of the storm. And this is called CPR, okay? Context, purpose, and results. So it's a 3-step process. First, you decide what results it is that you're looking for in life. What result, what type of finances do you want? What type of health do you want? What type of relationships do you want? What very specific things are you after? And then after you've determined what those results, and you're writing this down, then you decide, well, what is the reason that I want those results? So is it so that I can be healthier? Is it so I can feel stronger? Whatever feeling you're after, whatever desire you're after, or if it's for you, or if it's for somebody else, or if it's for some cause, there's a reason why you want those results. So you need to define the basically why you want those results. And then after you've gotten those results, you need to find out the why behind the why. So in other words, you figured out the things that you want. And now you need to figure out why you want them. And now you need to figure out the context that you're going to hold behind that purpose. And the context is the thing that is so funny that I put this on my wrist this morning, because I'm going running this morning and I'm going to put a plastic bag over my hand in case it rains because I want to protect my phone. But it just kind of serves as an example right now, just by coincidence, that the context is that thing where when you are in the middle of it and everything seems like it's going wrong, that you have something that you can sort of, snap the elastic band, you can hear that, and remind yourself why it is that you're doing what you're doing. For me, it is to remind myself that there is prosperity, that there is growth, and that there are things in my life that I would like to have, and that in the process of doing so, that there are certain financial gains that are going to have to be made. So I remind myself every day, my name is Millionaire, and I am a champion. And for me, it's whenever I'm going up the stairs or going down the stairs or in certain areas of my house, and it's like a trigger that reminds me. It's a context that I hold behind that is behind the purpose of what it is that I want to accomplish, which is behind the results that I want to be able to get. So if you want to learn a little bit more about how CPR works or how to create a CPR, I'd love to help you go through that process. If this has been a little bit confusing, but if you get it, then do it today. Write down the result that you want. Write down the purpose or the why you want those results, and then write down the context that you want to hold. And that context is just a short foundational statement. My name is Millionaire and I am a champion, or whatever it is that is going to remind you of, when you are in the middle of it all, that you have something that will take you into the eye of the storm and allow you to survive with calm dexterity. So I just wanted to, share that this morning, because I didn't really know what I was going to say, but that's just kind of what I was feeling from the time that my eyes opened. Now I'm feeling kind of pumped and getting ready to work out. It's been an awesome week, and I wish you an incredible weekend. Chatwithsteve.ca